The first thing that I told when my neighbors saw the car, the first thing they said is, "What is this car? We haven't seen this anytime before. So where is this from?" The immediate thing that if we tell them that this is a Chinese car, they'll say, "Why have you bought a Chinese car?"
Hello friends, this is Adithya and you're watching Electric Vehicles India. Friends, here we have Byd Atto 3 electric car and we have the owner of this electric car, Mr. Santhosh. Hi sir, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you.
So friends, let's know all details about this Byd Atto 3 electric car. In this video, Mr. Santhosh will share the customer review of this electric car. So Mr. Santhosh, first of all, when you bought this electric car and how many kilometers did you clock till now?
So I purchased it on Jan 2023.
Okay.
So far, I have made approximately a little over 30,000 kilometers.
Okay, 30,000 kilometers in just 11 months.
Yeah, 10 months. 10 months. Say,
Okay,
yeah, 10 months,
that's a huge number. So first of all, when you decided to purchase a car in January 2023, what are all the options available to you and why you decided to buy an electric car?
Okay, so I've started this search 2 years earlier itself.
Okay.
So back then we only had Nexon.
Okay.
So later on we have got ZS EV. So but when we have decided to purchase, it is we started the search in 2022 after Ganesh Chaturthi.
Okay.
So back then the options that I had is like Nexon Prime, Nexon Long Range,
Okay.
then ZS EV, and this is not launched yet.
Yeah.
But I have an eye for this. I've been waiting for the launch, and I've kept my booking for both the Nexon Long Range and ZS EV.
Okay.
So but my prime requirement is I'm actually looking at a range of 400 kilometers on a single charge.
Okay.
So what I thought is even though I have kept the booking for the Nexon, deep inside I wanted to go with the ZS EV.
Okay.
Because it's a more premium segment car, and also it gives somewhere around 350 kilometers of range. But all of a sudden this car got launched, and I have kept my booking on the very same day that it got launched.
Okay.
And then I got the car on Jan 11th. So I asked for delivery before Sankranti because I'm basically from Andhra, so we have sentiment for Sankranti.
Yeah.
So since then, it's almost 10 months now, and I've clocked 30,000 kilometers.
Okay, so in your conversation till now, I can observe you kept your mind on electric car itself. Why not ICE? Why electric?
The answer is mixed actually. Basically, I'm a driving enthusiast. Basically, I drive some sports bikes as well. So I'm very much used to that acceleration and speed.
Okay.
So when you see, right, so if I had to extract a similar kind of a performance on an IC engine car, so probably I'll have to shell out somewhere around 80 lakhs or so.
Yeah.
So I'm getting similar kind of a performance. I would say there is a lot of difference riding a IC car or and an electric car, but that pull that you get, the acceleration, it's great in an electric car.
Okay.
So the main reason that I wanted to purchase it is it gives me 400 kilometers of range.
Okay.
And the acceleration is really good. It gives 0 to 100, it clocks in 7.3 seconds. So that is one of the reasons.
Okay.
And moreover, it has all the creature comforts that we require. So yeah.
Okay. So generally, when a person requirement is 400 kilometers, so first of all, he definitely looks the Tata Nexon EV, then MG ZS EV. Then he'll go to the premium segment because we don't have many options at that point of kilometers range. So the next car he might consider is a BMW or Audi e-tron. So this BYD won't be in consideration of that particular person.
Yeah.
So what might be the reason?
I'll tell you. BYD, people might know or might not know, but this is the largest EV manufacturer in the world.
Yeah.
It's not Tesla. This is BYD. It's the world's largest. But the problem, I tell you what, they spend a lot on research but not on marketing.
Okay.
How many times have you seen an ad on a TV or anything for a BYD car?
No.
It hasn't. It's not happening that way.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm here today is I want to let people know that they are looking for to make a shift from an ICE engine car to an EV. They have an option. They have an option.
Okay.
that they could rely on, and they could use it as a day-to-day daily car,
Okay.
and to give further trust to them. So I have done multiple long journeys.
Okay.
I've been to Shirdi from Hyderabad. I've been to Mumbai. I've been to Mahabaleshwar.
Okay.
I've been to Bangalore. I've been to Coorg.
Okay.
I've been everywhere on this car.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the only car that I have in my garage.
Okay.
And it's more than enough. People always aim for longer range cars,
Yeah.
but they should actually do an analysis on how much they really want.
Okay.
So if let's say like a person never crosses the boundaries of Hyderabad, he doesn't have to go for this car.
Yeah.
He can buy for something within his range, like a Nexon or a long range Nexon.
Okay.
If his budget doesn't accept that, or he cannot stretch his budget
Okay.
to get a ZS EV or an Atto 3. So there are options.
Yeah.
Only thing is that if they want to make a shift, they'll have to accept the change and go with the purchase.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how will you convince a person to buy an electric car? So what are all the differences you observe between an IC and driving an electric?
It would be a long video if I say, but anyhow I'll just start.
Okay.
So if you see, right, so first thing that I'm trying to tell, like the first thing that I look at
The
when
convincing
making
point.
a purchase,
Okay.
right? If he's a driving enthusiast, I'll ask him to drive a car and the feel of it, like when you drive an electric car, there is no jitter. I mean, usually you have that jerks and everything on an IC engine car. You will not find that, and that the pickup is very rapid, linear.
Okay.
It's very nice to actually drive it in the city or even in the highways.
Okay.
Because this car especially has all the center of gravity at the bottom, because the battery is the heaviest part of this car.
Yeah.
And it has a very low center of gravity, and it's really a pleasure to drive.
Okay.
Okay, so one thing, if someone is a driving enthusiast,
The
I would ask him to
performance is the key point.
performance is something that
Yeah.
big. Someone who is actually looking for cheaper transport.
Okay.
So I would say that I have traveled 30,000 kilometers on this car.
Yeah.
And I haven't spent more than 10,000 on the charge.
Okay.
Because I have a solar installed at my place.
Okay, okay.
So let's say even if I'm taking a long journey, I would fully charge my car and I leave. And even if I charge it from 0 to 100, I'm only going to pay a maximum of 1300 rupees.
Yeah.
A single charge. And I'm still driving 400 kilometers, which
Yeah.
is approximately like 3.5 rupee to 4 rupees
Per kilometer.
per kilometer.
Yeah.
So for me, if I'm charging at home, it's less than a rupee for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone is looking at the price point of owning the car, so it's very cheap to run.
Okay.
And service part, in the 30,000 kilometers that I've spent, I've only spent 1450 rupees. That too for washes, because BYD doesn't include car wash in their service schedule.
Okay.
So there's no cost involved. So far,
service.
this 30,000 kilometers that I've used this car,
Okay.
I haven't spent a single penny on the repairs or anything whatsoever.
Okay. On
No
top of that, you have
consumables.
saved some amount of rupees.
Yeah,
in the,
see, like the 30,000 kilometers, if I'm buying a diesel or a petrol car, let's say like if I've spent 3 lakhs, like 3,000 liters of petrol or diesel,
Yeah.
and that's 3 lakh rupees and this 20,000. So of my 35 or 36 lakhs that I've spent, I've already extracted 3.2 lakhs.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to, make a claim that this happens with everyone. But if someone's usage is a lot, and they use the car a lot,
Okay.
so they should definitely consider. This is not a bad option to go with.
Yeah.
Many people will actually, after you make the purchase, they'll keep you convincing that, why have you taken this? Okay, people
Okay.
will try to
You
mock
could
you
have
down,
got
but
some premium
you know
car.
what your car is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to range, this electric car close to has a 60 kilowatt hour battery.
Yeah.
So they are claiming 512 kilometers of claimed range on this. So how much real life range you are getting on this?
So forget about that ARA range.
Okay.
No one gets it in the world.
Yeah.
That never happens. So this car, when we charge it to 100%, this shows like 480 kilometers on the board.
Okay.
But in all my 30,000 kilometers, you can see my consumption graph. My car has given me 15.1 kilowatt hour per every 100 kilometers.
Okay.
So every time I charge this car, it has never failed me it has always given me a 400-kilometer range.
Okay.
And like I told you, I'm a driving enthusiast. I'm not going to drive in a way that I wanted to extract mileage.
Okay.
I always rip the car. I drive it like normal car. I enjoy the drive.
Okay.
And yet I'm getting a good range.
Okay.
This is what I can say.
Okay. So the Byd Atto 3's real range is 400 kilometers on a single charge. That too, if you drive it normally. I mean, not in an
I
eco
always
mode.
see we have 3 modes: economy, eco.
Okay.
We have standard, and then we have
Sports
mode.
Yeah.
Okay, so I always drive in normal mode,
Okay.
which is that is more than enough for daily usage.
Okay.
Okay, sports mode is sometime like where if I wanted to just drive, enjoy the drive, I put it on sports mode.
Okay.
And the acceleration changes all of a sudden.
Okay, done. So with the stock charger, I mean, you will get a 7 kilowatt charger with this Byd Atto 3 as a standard. So how much time does it take to get it fully
It gets charged in like 7.5 to 8 hours. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not worried because like I keep the charge at night.
Okay.
And
done. And when you charge it
automatically
with a fast charger, how much time it takes with 30 kilowatt and 60 kilowatt?
So 60 kilowatt hour charges, this charges in an hour or so.
Okay.
Not more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up to 100%.
Up to 100%.
Okay. So with 30 kilowatt, it might take up to 2 to 2.5 hours.
Usually what happens, right? The car charges at a different rate at different percentages.
Yeah,
okay, so it charges rapidly till 60%. Like it consumes till 59-60 kilowatts.
Okay.
So this car has a maximum capacity of 90 kilowatt hour charger. So I've tried it in Shell chargers, which are 120 kilowatts.
Okay.
And one Hyundai charger is also 120 kilowatts. They charge very fast till like 75-80%. From there on, it becomes slow.
Okay.
And so the last 5% takes the maximum time.
Okay.
So, but if you are planning it properly, charging is never a problem.
Okay.
You can always have your food when the car gets charged.
Yeah.
So that all depends on how you charge your trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you said, you have done some of the major long trips on this electric car. So how you will plan before going to start the trip?
So similarly, like if we so usually like how people plan a travel. They look for train tickets, flight tickets. Right? Similarly, we have to open this PlugShare app.
Okay.
We have to give PlugShare. There is an app called PlugShare.
Okay.
You have to give your source and destination. It will plot all the charging points that we have on the way.
Okay.
So then you also have a filter where you can actually filter out. So I always look for 60 kilowatt chargers because 30 is too slow.
Yeah.
And most of them are unfortunately Tata chargers.
Okay. For a Nexon or ZSEV, that might work. For
even Nexon, even ZSEV can take a good amount of speed charges actually. So unless there is no other option, I wouldn't go for a 30 kilowatt charger. Okay. So first thing that I search for is I set as filter for 60 kilowatt chargers, anything above 60 kilowatts.
Okay.
So I start at a time where by the time I reach there, I'll have my breakfast or lunch. Okay. So that is how I plan. So usually we travel to our native place. Okay. Which is like 550 kilometers from here. Okay. So we from Hyderabad to Kakinada, we take a single charge at Voltron, which is 60 kilowatt charge. We just have a breakfast and we just leave. Okay. So it still takes me similar time that it used to take me when I was driving a nice car. Okay. So it's not much difference.
Okay. So you're not spending any much extra time on charging this electric car.
If you're planning ahead, so only thing key to actually owning this electric car, you'll have to plan ahead. You'll have to plan properly. Okay. And the infrastructure is good enough. Okay. I wouldn't say it's extraordinary. Okay. But you have enough. Frankly speaking, in all these 30,000 kilometers, never in all these days I had to wait for a car to charge up. Okay. There is enough infrastructure, but we have lesser cars is what I think. Okay. Because usually what you see is, you see most of the times for the long journeys you see ZSEVs or other cars. Very less. Most of the cars are Nexons that you see on road. And Nexons people they don't prefer long journeys.
Okay. So basically in your community or in your friend circle or family members, so basically if you could have bought a Mahindra or Tata or even a Mercedes, they could have appreciated you and congratulated you. But you have bought a BYD, which is a very new company to them. So how was their response?
So the first thing that I told when my my neighbors saw the car, the first thing they said is, what is this car? We haven't seen this anytime before. So where is this from? The immediate thing that if we tell them that this is a Chinese car, they'll say, why have you bought a Chinese car?
Okay.
See, I agree. Even I love my country, and I wanted to help it in any which way that I could, help it in economy or anything. But at the point in time when I made my purchase, there were not many good options that I could go with. That is one reason that I want to go with this car. So if you see that even MG is also a Chinese brand. They just put it in a way that it is a British brand, but the mother company is still a Chinese company. And I'm not going to support my purchase, but I had to do this because I have no other options. And if we say that, so frankly, I'm paying more tax towards this car. For all the import duty and everything. This car costs like some 24 lakhs or something in Australia or some other countries. So I'm paying 36 lakhs. Where is this all money going? To the government, right? So even if I purchase a Nexon, which is an India-made car, it's not going to fit my purpose. And also, I'm still giving lesser tax to the government. So if I had to support my purchase, I'll have to say this. And also the Indian mindset, right? They always wanted a bigger car for the money they put in. So the immediate question they say, why haven't you bought an Innova? Why haven't you bought that Fortuner if you had put like another 10 lakhs or so? But you'll only get to know about this car only once you get in and you drive this car.
Okay, so electric cars are like you can feel the comfort and the performance in electric cars. So as this car has 200 bhp of power, so how is the feel in sports mode?
You'll have to drive to actually experience it, but you could actually feel it like you get the feeling when you are taking off in the flight, right? You get that feel. You get that feel, and it's very nice actually. I'm not a new person to the speed, but actually to what I am spending, this car gives a lot of. This is worth every penny in terms of the acceleration and everything. So if I had to get a similar performance, I'll have to spend anything about 60-70 lakhs for a similar performance.
So for this price point, the performance is more than enough.
More than enough. It's very good.
So if you look this car from the outside, it looks a bit tiny or small, but the interiors are very
spacious. The car actually is designed in a way that it has a very less drag coefficient. So electric cars needs to give good range. So they design, the nose is actually, smaller so that, it cuts through the air. But if you see in proportions, right, this car is as long as an Ertiga. It's wider than any other cars. It's actually wide, similar to a Harrier or so. And this gives a lot of room in the cabin. You can seat 3 proper adults in the back seats actually. There's enough space. Car looks small because the bumper is not so at a point, it's not too tall.
As a XUV400.
You see that,
Okay, so finally, if you want to say one word about this Byd Atto 3, what is it?
If someone has the money and they are looking for a car, definitely they should look at this car because it offers a lot more things than many other cars don't offer, and the performance or so it's an initial purchase,
initial upfront
investment, but when you actually see like if you have the money, you can actually go for it. See, in 10 months I have already saved like almost 3 lakhs or so. So it happens with everyone actually. So so they'll have to just believe in this change that everyone is actually. I mean, at one point or later, everyone has to shift to the EVs.
Okay. So finally, out of 10, how much stars would you like to rate to this?
I would rate it around 9.
Okay.
So considering the build quality, the performance, everything that I'm getting.
Okay.
But one thing that I'm not happy with is that whatever which was promised during the purchase, right? Like we haven't got the mobile app yet because of some security reasons, because the servers are in China or something. So apart from that, I'm very happy with the purchase.
Okay.
I've never had, touch wood, I've never had any issues with the car,
Okay.
and I'm happy with the purchase.
Okay, done. So friends, as you saw, this is the customer review of this Byd Atto 3 electric car. So if you have a budget around 35 to 40 lakhs, please try to consider this electric car, and please go to your nearest BYD showroom and once test ride this electric car and then decide your purchase. So we are not saying to definitely buy this electric car, but give it a chance, give it a try and give it a test ride, then you can consider whichever the option you want. So as of now, this is a customer review of this Byd Atto 3, and if you found the video informative, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe Electric Vehicles India. Go green, go electric.